what was it, about 10 hours ago? Yeah, 10 hours ago, that you saw the king of corporate with my hair just like this, doing a video. Of course, I had my phone like right here and all the bright lights were on, so I thought, well, for one, I want to do a follow-up video same day, but without all the awkward camera angles and lighting. Just a more of a natural look at what's going on. That way you can just make sure that you do feel how you do feel about this. So there it is. This is my hair, parted, pomade, and I looked at the comments, and there was one reoccurring comment, one theme here, which that tells me that theme is the truth. That's what I'm led to believe. So the video was called "Receding Hairline, Combed Part, King of Corporate." So I'm gonna share with you the most reoccurring comment, which therefore translates as truth. Here we go. Fred Killer says, quote, "It looks good. It makes you look more confident because you're showing the world you're not ashamed of your hairline." What else we got on here? Jean-Luc Bergman, quote, "More professional option, but looks worse than usual in terms of objective aesthetics. But still, though, more professional," is what he's saying. Our good friend Mladen Jurkic, quote, "I like it. You come across as more confident when your hairline is showing," end quote. So that's the general theme there. Let's process that. And what it instantly reminds me of is back when I was shaving off all my hair, those 3 months back in the spring. Everyone noticed that I seemed more confident without hair. And it's funny because that's what I'm seeing with this. Either way, when I'm exposing my hair instead of downplaying or hiding my hairline, people are naturally liking that more. So I ask why. I'm always trying to find the psychological reasons to all of the questions we ask, all of the things that cause people to watch my videos. But why? I ask. So ultimately, here's what I think it comes down to. I think it symbolizes the fact that I naturally feel more comfortable with manhood versus boyhood. Now, I know that's easy for me to say. We all know that I'm pushing 40. We know that. So naturally, a guy who's 37 and a half is going to be more comfortable and in tune with his receding hairline and his mild balding, because he falls on the side of being a man, not a boy. I clearly, instantly recognize that so many people who watch my videos are not anywhere close to me in age. Most, and I can see the demographics on the app on my phone, most of you are teenagers or in your 20s, early 20s specifically. So by default, just by the number alone, that's closer to you being a boy. I'm not trying to insult anyone. That's never my goal. I'm only here to build you up. But basing that on numbers alone, I think we do need to process, in terms of age, what are you closer to, being a boy or being a man? As far as age alone, okay? So at age 18, you're legally an adult. But still, though, you're so close to being a boy. You're still a teenager. So the further along you go, I remember when I was like 19 or 20, and even myself, I wouldn't think I'm a man. I thought of myself as a guy. Eventually, I started to see myself as a man, and I think it was probably closer to 30 by the time I'd been married a couple of years, and I was 29 and a half when my first child was born. So in my 30s, I started truly feeling like, okay, I'm a man now. Not simply a guy, definitely not a boy. But I make this video just to point out the fact that I think a lot of whether or not hair loss bothers you or not is, what if you had to choose to describe yourself, one or the other, boy or man, how would you identify? And I think how you answer the question may predict how comfortable you feel with hair loss, with exposing your hairline, with buzzing it off instead of trying to hide it. People notice that I seem more confident when I am in no denial about my hair loss. And I think that's because I'm undeniably a man, not a boy. In fact, if anyone described me as a boy, it'd be ridiculous. It'd be, there's no way you could do that. People see me as a man. It's like even in my office, I work with a lot of people in their early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s. They don't necessarily know my age, but when they speak to me, they say, yes, sir. It's not like I'm asking them to say that, but they do naturally. They can see that I've got a maturity about me, that I am comfortable and confident in being a man. So this is what I want you to think about now. I want you to sort this out in your mind as an individual. It's not my goal to tell you what to think. What I want to do is to lay out those little bird seeds, and for those bird seeds to lead as a trail for birds to eat and then fly away. And somehow that symbolizes you coming to terms with the more you identify as a man and not a boy, with maturity and not youth, you may find yourself identifying more with confidence despite hair loss, over finding value in being young. Just from the age alone, most of you are closer to childhood than you are to adulthood. And I mean adulthood like mortgage, like over your head all the time, like college for your kids, like retirement, all those things on my side of life. I think it ultimately comes down to how close you are to boyhood. Boyhood, that sounded weird. To boyhood versus manhood. But it's up to you to decide in the comments. And your comments belong right here.